Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. We've got one of the challengers on the show today. Enrique, how are you, mate?
Pretty good. G'day, everyone.
So I'm doing the challenge as well, and so is Enrique. So we're here to sort of discuss how everything's going for you all. How are you finding it all?
Less sore in the third week in.
Yeah?
Less sore,
I
so
thought you'd be more sore.
No, the first week was a big challenge. Especially, I was just doing some basic running at gym, so I wasn't doing any weights and any of the core activities. So I think the first week was pretty much all just core work. So the back, the abs were all just tight, and
Right.
I did walk around work like I'm walking on a horse. I just was a bit proppy the first week.
Yeah, I think it was the second session, the Wednesday.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to get any burpees because I've done the challenge once before.
Yeah.
And Paul normally gives burpees on maybe the second week. He normally gives us a bit of an easy run the first week. Then the second session, and he must have been in a mood, and he just starts giving us all these burpees. And beforehand, I'd done a strength and conditioning class with Christian Enor.
Yeah.
And mate, I was regretting it when we got those 300 burpees.
And I think, there was a few, I think, undisciplined acts, which added another, not 10 or 20 or 50, I think it added another 100. So I think someone calculated it was about 400 burpees in the second session.
Yep. And it's insane. It's insane.
So that was a good
400.
welcome on board.
Right. Have you ever done anything like this before?
No, never. I've just, I've joined the local gym, but really there's no team environment, no camaraderie, which is probably the thing I've been surprised about the most. I didn't expect to have such strong camaraderie amongst all the people doing it.
Yeah.
So that's been we'll welcome received. But yeah, it's been great.
I think that by the end of it, the camaraderie aspect of things is way more as well because, we all blood, sweat and tears together.
Yeah.
We haven't started sparring yet. We start sparring tomorrow, which should be fun. But once that's all done and then it gets to the final night, everyone's just like best mates.
Yeah, and that's what I'm noticing at the moment. So, but that's been terrific about it, I think. So, but just loosening up at the moment. Looking forward to the sparring sessions tomorrow.
Me too. So what do you do with yourself?
Myself, in terms of work, or so I've got. Me and my business partner manage an insurance brokering firm that specialises in construction insurance. So we've got a couple of government grants or government contracts with New South Wales and Victoria. So that keeps us busy. Other than that, I've got 2 kids and a partner. So and we're just planning our trip away.
Where are you going?
We're looking to drive to Whitsundays inland through Australia. So probably stopping off Dubbo and a few other places. But we've driven around most Australia. Me and my mate, we've driven to WA a couple of times, to Cairns once, Adelaide, Sydney.
Must be like a big journey to get across the Nullarbor, like 5 days or something.
It's amazing. I've always told the story that one of the best things is you start in the morning driving. Obviously, it's dead flat, and when you start driving, the sun is in your rearview mirror, and you'll drive the whole 12. We did 17, 18 hours in one day, and the whole day you're just driving straight, and the sun just keeps catching you. So by the end of the evening, or when the sun goes down, it's in front of you. So and your whole day you're just driving. So
that's unreal.
Yeah, so
there's
I love the driving.
Like a good road trip.
Yeah. So we're just planning that out. So hopefully we'll get a win on the 6th, and just continue that. So
yeah. So what are you looking to go just after that?
No, not after that. But that'll just lead me into the good season festivities. And I'm not sure if many people know, but there's a lot of festive events for insurance fraternity. So
I would have no idea.
There's Christmas parties. Christmas parties, boat parties.
So this is in December. The insurance people go wild.
Exactly. So I've been very disciplined, and I've got a function on the 22nd, which is a winery tour, which I've put my hand out to be the driver, so I won't be drinking. So I'm trying to take it serious and keep off the grog.
22nd of November.
Yeah. So I'm trying to be good, keep off the grog, and just keep training. I think what I found is, everyone knows as you get older, and I'm a bit older than some of them, but it just takes too long to recover. So, and if you drink big drink on Saturday, you're recovering. You're not good by Tuesday. The session on Monday, you're not putting 100% in. So I thought, you know what, it's not a big commitment to keep off the grog for 8 weeks. So, so far so good.
Yeah, I'm a bit the same. I like to keep it off for the whole camp. Last weekend, though, I had a Bucks party. So that was the only thing, because it was a close friend of mine who had the Bucks party. The only thing that could have made me drink was that. And then I did feel it this week, but I reckon I'm about over the hill now.
Yeah.
It can be difficult, though, and I think that the best way to do it is just no grog.
So I've got a Bucks night tomorrow, which I may or may not go to, but again, I'm probably the designated driver, take the guys around,
Yeah.
but it's not that much fun when you're sober.
Yeah, exactly. And you got everyone on your case, like hassling you.
Yeah.
And the boys never understand.
No.
Never understand that you're training at the moment. But
Yeah.
that's just the way it is, man. So what's been the most beneficial thing so far that you've noticed?
It's probably been, again, probably the biggest thing is probably just the camaraderie. And I've always been a team person. I've always played sport my whole life. But just seeing other people go through it as well, I think, because I've tried to push myself at the gym, etc. And it's probably no secret. You just, even though you're your biggest competitor, you probably don't push yourself as much as seeing someone else going through it, and you think, shit, if he's going through it, I'm going to keep going through it as well. And you don't let them down, or we're all in it together. So that's probably been the biggest strength, and something that I didn't realize how much I missed from just being in a team sport. And even though it's an individual sport, boxing, I think just that team that we've got out there, everyone working hard. And again, you look up and you're knocked out on your ass. You look up and you realize they're knocked out and they're going as well.
Right.
And it picks you up a bit. So
In the sense that you're in the ring by yourself, I think it's an individual sport. But the fact that you've got your team behind you and the people that you train with day in, day out, and people are rooting for you, it's definitely a team sport. Like I've got one guy who we're doing the challenge with now, and I don't even know what his name is, but every time we have to do the burpees, we just like stand next to each other because neither of us like to miss any.
Yeah.
We like to do every single one that Paul does. And I don't even know his name, but every time after we're just like, respect.
And that is what I get probably the most adrenaline from, the most endorphins running through things. Shit, okay, it's just it's almost like that subliminal Rocky music in your head when you see that and you're thinking, all right, here we go.
Yeah, definitely.
Big cliche, but
no, absolutely, it's true. And however you have to hype yourself up, if you can hear that Rocky music in your head, then play on it. How do you know? Do you know Bash and Paul and the owners of the gym outside of here, or did you meet them when you trained here?
No. We actually do the insurance for FightFit.
Yeah.
So my business partner's known Bash for a while. So I think when he started, we pretty much got it all set up. So yeah, we've always been talking to him throughout. And my little one actually did the Kids Fit.
Oh yeah, with Shaq.
With Shaq.
Tell me about that.
Probably 18 months ago or thereabouts.
Nice.
So that was good. He had his little gloves on and all the rest. So he did a season of that.
For those of you who don't know, that's what Shaq, one of the trainers at our gym, has an initiative where he trains kids. And there's a bunch of kids. I think they come on weekends and also
it used to be
after
on a
sometimes.
Saturday morning. The one we used to come to was a Saturday morning in South Melbourne. So I think it used to go for about an hour or 45 minutes. Can't remember. But yeah, they get their little gloves and they punch and they do a couple of activities and the like. So he did that, which is great. So I think my other little one, my daughter, she's at that age. She's probably a stronger punch than him and me put together. So
really,
so yeah, keen to get her involved as well.
That's awesome. So how old are they now?
8 and 5.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. So you're going to get the little girl in next.
Yeah, so I hopefully get her in. So, and she's seen me. I've got a punching bag at home. So sometimes last summer when I wanted to get fit, you just you try to keep fit by exercising. And she'd be the one coming out. My son, he's always on the iPad as most kids are, but she was always the one that wanted to come out and punch the bag as well and
nice.
Be active. Yeah.
And is this your first experience doing boxing yourself? Since
Absolutely.
You've been here?
Yeah.
And you sponsor the challenge. Does CCM Insurance sponsor the challenge?
Yeah, I think it's sponsored in the past as well. So we've done that. But no, first time involved in anything contact sport. So anything from this kind of contact sport. Played soccer, football, those kind of activities. But I had the only thing close to this is I had 2 older brothers, who were 7, 6 years older than me. So
a few contact sports.
in
the house.
So especially growing up in the 80s, there's always I'm toughing you up for high school.
Right.
So I'd be grade 6, year 7, and I'd be year 12, and they'd ganging up. So
yeah, one way to toughen you up for sure.
Yeah,
my little brother definitely copped a few beatings in his time. So the first time you've ever done it, what is the most apprehension that you have about this challenge coming into it beforehand? What's the thing that you're most apprehensive about?
To be honest, it's failure. It's just it's getting up there, and let's just say you cop one silly punch or something, or you just take your mind off it or whatever, and didn't really show what you're really capable of. So I think the fear of failure is the biggest, and that's more that personal. You know what you can do, you know what your strengths are, and you want to be able to take that and put that on show, so to speak. So So that's really probably the only apprehension. And you've got all your family and friends there. So like everyone out there, they don't come to see you lose and they don't come to see you get knocked down in the first 5 seconds either. So
Right.
And that's no difference to any title fight. You know, whilst you're there to see a champion fight, you wouldn't even want that champion knocking out in the first 5 rounds. You want to see a good fight. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's a good point because no one wants to get beaten up in front of their mates and their family, and that is I think that would be everyone's biggest apprehension deep down. Is that once you do a few sparring sessions and stuff, you realize you're not made of glass. You're not going to get hurt, but the fact of getting out in front of all those people and losing. Yeah,
and if you're not on for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, or you saw someone you knew, you looked at whatever the case is, and you cop that sweet punch or whatever the case is, that's probably I think that's mentally. I'm trying to just make sure that you just when in the ring just concentrate and keep to whatever game plan you've got.
You do have to have some nerves, but for some reason, I'm not sure if everyone else has this sort of feeling, but when I got in there, I really felt like I was moving correctly.
Yeah.
For no better word, because when I got in there, I felt like I'd done all this training. I'd had so much fun in the training that I'd been doing it with my friends. My coaches were in my corner, and I was like, "All right, cool. This is where I'm meant to be right now." Even though you're not crash hot or anything, but
that's the other thing I've probably noticed is I've noticed the ones that have been doing the sessions here for longer, being members for longer. You notice one thing is their footwork is miles ahead of mine. So mine, I guess I was a bit lost the first 2 weeks, and even now you're finding your feet where you're supposed to put them and all the rest. Whereas I can automatically tell the ones that have been training longer and have a bit of a background, just the footwork, the smoothness of them. But sometimes I feel a little bit heavy-footed and just don't have that coordination.
Footwork's a big one, and that's one of the things that's most underestimated in boxing, I think, in terms of people who are just starting boxing. They think that it's all about how hard you punch, whereas it's like the synergy between your hands and your feet and your mind and everything is like the most difficult part in my mind. Like getting your feet and your hands and your mind all in check at once, and moving your hips and your shoulders. And
so I'm looking forward to. I've got my first PT. I left a little bit late, but I've got my first PT next Tuesday with Faisal out in Collingwood. So you're looking at him to correct some of those or give me those just one-on-one.
What are the things that you're really looking to get out of that?
Probably more the footwork, where to position yourself, more that individual. Because I think what we do here is very, very general in terms of how to punch, movement, but then this needs to be tweaked a little bit. So I think they're getting the whole engine ready. The way I see it, they're building the engine for us, and we're the engine, and then we've got our own mechanic that will tweak this here, tweak that there, put that, see what your strengths are, and then tune up the machine to fight.
That's a really good way to put it, and it's really important to have a game plan, because everybody gets a generic, sort of understanding of how to punch and how to move and how to block and doing the sparring and everything. But then once you get a guy like Faisal to come and give you a game plan, that'll take you to the next level. Yeah,
because not everyone's got the same strengths. Some people might punch harder, some people might have a better hook and defense. So, and I think defensive skills is a lot. We've been to a few Thai boxing events through Hammer's Gym, so which we sponsor as well when his events. And what you notice, some of the good fighters have got great defense. Everyone can swing, and everyone can punch, but it's more who has the right. The good fighters I see have good defenses, and they because you got to stop to get hit before you throw the punch. So working on defensive skills and footwork are probably
it's interesting when you learn how to sort of roll with the punches and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that was interesting. I'm still sore from. We did a lot of that. I don't know what you call it, when we were trying to avoid each other.
Drills
on Wednesday, and I guess all my back is still somewhat sore. So you're definitely working all that core muscles that's just coming to the front.
Have you met Faisal though?
No, never. I spoke to him yesterday, I think, for the first time. So
awesome.
And he's I was lucky enough for him to be able to fit me in for next Tuesday.
He's a great guy. He fought Michael Zarafa a few years ago at the Pavilion, I think it was, and like it was a really, really great fight. And he's like one of the best kickboxers over the past decade or so and boxers in the past decade or so that's come out of Melbourne. So he will really, really straighten you out.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
so,
you should be looking for it.
Yeah, I'm doing that hopefully two or three times a week.
Two or three times a week.
Yeah, at least two. Just that'll be interesting just to see how he sees me, what I need to do, what I need to work on.
And it's also good to have someone be able to hone in on your strengths as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time we're working on the things that we lack here, And then when you get a coach like Faisal, who'll be able to be like, right, this is what you're good at, and this is what you can do on the fight night. That'll be really good for you.
Yeah.
So what's the thing that you would say before you did the challenge? What's the thing that really drove you to like push yourself out of your comfort zone like this?
To be honest, I've been wanting to get fit for a while. But as you get older, it becomes much more difficult, and I've been trying to watch what I eat, and then you realize that you can spend 2 months losing 3 or 4 kilos, and in the space of 2 or 3 weeks, you just put it back on. And I felt like I just needed more of an intense period. I've been stressing a lot with work as well. As we all get older, you get stresses and responsibilities. So I thought I just needed an outlet and something just to aim towards. I think if you've got something to aim towards in life, it straightens up your directions and you put a plan in place to reach those. Whereas sometimes if you just say, I want to lose weight, 1 month becomes 2, 2 months become 3, 1 year become 2, and you're still in the same position. So, setting a goal from just reaching from a fitness point of view and also from a mental point of view, something just to release stress and get fit.
And in terms of how you expected it to be and what you've encountered so far, how does it stack up?
It's been beyond my expectations. So again, I just go back to, and I've sound a bit like a broken record, but the camaraderie of the people have been terrific. Everyone's been welcoming. Sometimes even if you arrive a couple of minutes late, sometimes you got that football mentality. You're gonna get punished. But it gets welcome, and I think Paul said it when I was late once. He goes, mate, better to come late than not to come at all. Yep. So there's that welcoming. You get straight into it. So that's been good. Yeah,
Paul's awesome. How have you found working with him?
Terrific. So I think it's one of those that you take a look, especially with those crunches. It's easy for someone to go up and just tell you what to do and not chastise you, but do 400 burpees. And it's completely different to see him leading at the front and for him to do all the crunches before anyone else without blinking, without...
And doing them with perfect technique while he counts as well.
Yeah, so that's been good. So from him leading and just taking into account just that I think what he does, I see equal advice from a fitness point of view and equal advice, if not more, from a mental point of view, what you need to be from a mental state. And in particular, when, what we do whenever we're doing the burpees and we're right to the end and everyone's think that the finishing line is right there, but you never know in a boxing range if there's another fight or if he doesn't get up. So just that mental edge that you have to have to keep going. Don't give up. Don't look at that. So the mental advice,
concept, isn't it? It's not something that we do all the time, is push ourselves and then keep pushing ourselves, like get to the edge of where you think that you have to stop and then you have to push yourself again. I was doing a workout here yesterday by myself and I did 50 burpees and then I was like, I'm done. I'm done now. But then when Paul's in front of you and when you can hear the panting of everyone else behind you, it's just a completely different story. You just make it happen.
Yeah. So that mental advice, I think they're the valuable advices that you get. So you can use a lot of the techniques you can see on the internet and things, but that advice and that personal advice as well has been terrific.
Yeah, and I won't keep you too much longer, mate. But when you look back at this at the end of it, what would you say would be the thing that you would be looking to get out of it most?
It's probably going to be, probably more self-reward in terms of accomplishing what I want to accomplish in terms of getting the best going in there. And it's hard to say because I think a lot of it is leading up to the fight, and whether you win or lose the fight all day, you never want to lose. I think knowing that, I executed some of the things that you learn, I'm feeling better about myself. Mentally, I'm less stressed. I've got an outlet. So just as an overall person, just feeling better mentally and both physically.
And have you noticed any sort of changes that aren't to do with fitness so much in terms of your sleep or your mood or anything like that?
No, probably the sleep's a little bit more. I've always managed to get a good amount of sleep, but I'm an early riser too, so I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Tailored nutrition plans?
No, but I've been looking into that now. So I've been realising that I'm probably need to really start concentrating, because sometimes you can take a bit of an ad hoc approach, and so I'm not having carbs. I'm having a little bit of meat here, meat there, and I've been realising lately I've been looking at exactly what I eat. I'm thinking, shit, I'm not getting enough protein. I'm just not getting enough.
Have you thought about going to a nutritionist and getting a tailored program?
Probably not as yet. It's just more. I think there's a lot of information on the net, and it's just more just about. I think some of those things you've got to work out what's good for your body as well, and what reacts well for your body. So I think a dietitian, and this is absolutely, no disrespect to the dietitian, but just my general view, they can give you pointers. But again, no difference what we're saying about tuning. You know your own body. You know what is good. You know when carbs are good. You know what meat. You know when you feel bloated. You know what food reacts well and what food doesn't react well. So from that point of view, I think it's just mainly just having a balanced diet of a bit of everything, but understanding when you're feeling tired or weak and maybe you need to increase the intake.
Perfect, Enrique. Well, I'll let you get ready for training, mate. Thank you so much once again for coming on. I know you're a very busy man.
No,
thank you very much.
Thanks,
Cheers,
mate.
guys.
Take care.
Thank you.